I'll show you guys how this is connected. This is a few things that you need to know. Go ahead and shine that light down there at the NX. It's the one at the very top. So down at the bottom, you got a set of phone lines at the bottom and a set of phone lines at the top. The one at the bottom, it should be a blue Ethernet cable plugged into it. That goes to your desktop phone, right? And it's just that one cable that goes to the phone and to the module. The very top lines are your actual POTS phone lines, your analog phone lines. There's 6 ports up top. That phone line is plugged into port 1. That will give you your line on the board, right? And then you have a GPIO in there, which is your that's for your light for your phone. So it's going to come out of there, and it's going to go to the power station. Then the power station is going to output that into the Henry box to the light. I got that. So that makes the light shine, ring, whatever. And then what else you got down there? I think you have a live wire cable too. Yeah. That's the last thing. So your live wire cable goes into the power station, so it can connect via live wire. All right, and that's it for the back of that. That's what you have. All right, so now we're gonna so again, just like any live wire device, you have to go in here and set this up, give it an IP address. This one is .14. So all you do is, this is a very simple setup. You don't really have to do much with this to set up. All you got to do is go to System. There it says TCP/IP. Bam, hit OK, and then you set your IP address and your subnet mask, and that's it. That is it. That's all you got to do just for that portion. Once you do that, then now we can log into the thing and set it up. All right, so we're going to log into 172.16.20.14. All right, so now it says Telos NX12 Talk Show System. Now, check this out. This says NX6. That says NX12. I don't know why they did that. I don't know what the difference is. This is an NX6. I don't know why that says that. That should say NX12. So that's, somebody was like, no, man, that's NX12. I was like, no, that's not what the device says.
Yeah.
The device says NX6. The GUI says NX12. I'm gonna go by what the device is saying and what the internal thing says. So I'm gonna just say NX6. So in here, there's only a few things that you got to set up. Very first thing that you should do is come to your live wire configuration. Same thing as user. And the only thing that you're gonna set up is this first one. The second one, don't worry about, because you guys don't have a second NX device. But this first one right here, you're gonna give it a channel number for your live wire channel. This will allow you to put this on the board, right? Because you have to set that up. 1401. So IP address is .14 and then 01. That is it. That's all you got to do. You apply those changes. That is it. That's all you got to do for this. Now you're done. Now what you got to do is you need to log into the power station, right? So let's go back to our power station. Let's go 172.16.20.10. Now we're back in our power station. We're going to go to sources and profiles. Same thing as user. We're going to go to our show profile. We're going to go to phone. You're going to put the IP address in of this device into Axia so that you can get this module working. This right here is for the module. If you don't put the IP address in, either this thing is going to circle around or it's going to show nothing. So you're going to put the IP address in. So you're just going to put in 172.16.20.14. Once you put that in, all this other stuff is going to populate once you save the changes. And that is it for that. You don't have to do nothing else. Just IP address and this thing. So where's Hargrave's at?
Right here.
So check this. Whenever you go back, check that. Make sure that that the correct IP address is for this is inputted there.
Okay.
In that phone section in the sources and
I think we have a
profiles.
different one than this. But
Oh, do
I'll
you?
check. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So just verify that. And also, if you also want to verify that, make sure that it's connected to Axia or connected to the power station. Go back to your element control center. Go to your element surface and then go to phone channels, and then this will say connected.
Okay.
Okay, but here's my question.
Yep.
You said you guys can receive phone calls, but you can't make them, which means you can receive them and get them on the board. All that shit should be correct.
Yeah, it should be
You
good.
can receive like
You shouldn't
The
have
only
to check
difference
that
is, like,
because if
we
you
can't-
couldn't-
Well,
like, if this was messed up, then you wouldn't get
he
anything.
needs to check regardless, just to make sure. He still want to check it. You know what I mean? Because what if it says something different, and he's just like, oh, but they told me this. You know, you still want to check it though.
There could be some kind of like error. Or something.
Yeah, it could be. Now, again, if you haven't rebooted this, then you're wrong. You should have rebooted that.
Yeah,
I'll
work
maybe something happened in here where, you know,
some kind of error.
if it locked up or something.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and that's the first thing that you should have done was rebooted this, because this is your control module.
I can reboot this without turning anything else off, right?
Right. You can just unplug the power, because there's no power switch.
Yeah.
You have to unplug it and plug it back in,
All right.
and that'll reboot it. Right. So just check that. Make sure that this says connected and stuff. Right. All right. So, you know, once you verify that, go back to sources and profiles. Now what we want to do is we want to create your source for the board. So again, sources profiles. I'm not going to create it because it's already in here, but I'll just show you what the configuration is. So you're going to find this channel number that we created in here. You're going to find it in there, because once you create it, now it's available in Axia. So you're going to find your 1401. You're going to select it here. You're going to call this ANX6-1, right? Now for this NX6, you don't want this to be on any other fader but 13, because you want this next to your phone module. Why? Because it makes sense. I don't want this way over here. You know what I mean? If I want to answer the phone, I'm going to hit this, and then I want to turn that on. You know, it's quick and easy. So always have this next to this. Also, the manual says it too. It says recommended that you have your telephone or your NX6 next to this, next to that module. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it that way, right? So you're going to unselect the channels that you don't want it on. We want this on 13. I don't know why 14 is selected, but we can unselect that because I don't want that on 14. We want that on 14. And then you're going to come down here. You're going to select phone. This is not line. This is going to be a phone, because that's what it is. It's a phone, right?
Okay, so what would happen if it was selected as line?
Then this is not going. You're not going to get audio coming out.
It wouldn't work at all.
It wouldn't work at all. You're not going to get any audio. I mean, you can still create the source profile. This is still going to pop up, but when you turn this on and hit 4, it's not going to work. You won't hear your two-way conversation between yourself and the caller. Okay. So you put that on phone, because that's what it is. It's a phone. It's not line level. It's a phone.
Okay.
And then this one more thing that you have to do. This right here. This right here, by default, this one is set to no. The phone module ID is going to be 1. It's going to see, this phone module is pretty much what this is. It's going to see this automatically. So you want to set that to 1. We found out if this was set to no, then this won't work. So, you know, your phone module needs to set to 1. This is there by default, and everything else is by default. But just keep in mind that this has to say 1. This drop down 1. By default, it's no. So just make sure that you select that. And the last thing that you need to do is feed to source mode is going to be program 4. Because program 4, as you guys know, allow you to have that two-way conversation between yourself and the caller. I got that right?
Mm-hmm.
Program 4. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for that. That is, you save the changes. Now you have your NX6 on the board. This is now lit up saying that I got an active line because of the IP address that I typed in for this. That allows this to populate, and now we can start making our phone calls. Would anybody like to do the test? Does anybody know how to make the phone calls on the board? I know you know how to make it.
I don't.
You know how to make it? You don't know how to make it?
No.
All right, so if I'm a caller and I'm calling into the studio, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this phone. I'm going to call this number. These two are separate lines. So let's go 496-7723. So what I'm going to do is, as DJ, I'm going to put on my headphones. So now that's ringing, right? I'm going to answer the phone. Bam. I'm gonna hit this button right here. What this button does, I can hear myself. What this button does is it's gonna take your microphones out of program 1. It's gonna put your mics in program 2 and on program 4. And then your main line is gonna be on 4. This is gonna be on 2. Why do I want this on program 2? What am I gonna do with 2?
Record.
Recording to what? To the PC. Because why? Because we don't take phone calls live, right? We don't take the live phone calls. I mean, you can take calls live, but if you're going to take phone calls live, what I would do is I would turn on the PDM just in case somebody cursed. You know what I mean? And I would put that in 1. So that's what I would do. I would put that on 1, and I would put this on 1 to take calls live. But by default, you know, this is not set up to take live calls unless you're going to. So then you just put those on 1, right? So the recording audition. You guys know how to record an audition from the phone? Does anybody know how to do that? I'm gonna show you.
Do you do spots and commercials?
Yeah.
It's the same exact way. Use what you call this? Adobe Audition.
Yeah.
And you pull up a new multi-track session. When you do that, then you'll have each line by line, and then you hit the little record button so that you can start recording.
Yeah.
The only thing about it is you got to make sure that your mic is on. And
Yeah. Just
I believe that line too has got to be played.
Mine always
Yes,
complain
this
that
has
the
to be on.
production computer's not
So-
strong enough.
So remember, this has to be on, right? So now you can hear me, right? So now what we want to do is we want to come over here. Now before you even take a phone call, what I would do is, if you're gonna put out, okay, now we're gonna, we're taking calls, blah blah blah. We're gonna advertise this, blah blah blah. You want to have this ready to go, set up to take calls, right? So you're gonna open up Audition. You're gonna open up a multi-track session, right? And then you just want to arm it to record, so you see how the levels are, because levels are like that because of program 2. Without program 2, then it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with this one too. Without program 2, none of this is going to work. So this allows you to talk to the caller. This one allows you to hear the caller back, right? So now we're on the record. So now all you got to do is bam, hit record, and now we're recording live. Go ahead, pick the headset up and just talk.
You mic check.
So you see how it's populating there as well because of this. So yeah, you can hang it up. So, and that's pretty much how you do it. Now, this button right here is not, by default, is not set up to do what it's doing right now on the board. You will have to program this button so that you can take your respective faders out of program 1, put program 4 on, put program 2 on, and do your call. This button right here. And I'll show you guys how to set this button up. It's very easy. Well, it's easy for me. Let's turn that off. All right, so this button, did I do that for your station?
Yeah,
you
you
this
did.
button? I did? Okay.
So when you hit it, I was like, what the fuck? Everything started blinking.
Blinking, yeah. That's what it's supposed to do, though. All right, so in the element, what you're going to do is you're going to log back into your power station, right? You're going to go, .10. So remember, .10 is always going to be your Studio A power station. You're going to go back into sources and profiles, okay? You're going to go to your show profile. And then what you're going to do is, if you go to record mode, you're going to make sure that this thing is enabled. So this is saying that this button right here is enabled to do whatever it is I want to do with this button. It turns this button on. Now, we want to program this button. After you enable this, it's going to say record mode activation enabled. That means that it's turning on this button, right? So I'm going to save those changes. So now what I want to do is I want to take my microphones and I want to take program 1 off. I want to put program 2 on, and I want to turn on program 4 just by hitting that button. How do I do that? You have to go into each individual fader and do that. So what you got to do is, like for mic 1, what I want to do is I want to take out program 1, put on program 2, 3, and not worry about, or 1, 2, and 4, and not worry about 3. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom where it says record mode. And then it's going to say exactly what you want that button to do for this fader. You see what it says? Program 1, remove while in record mode. Program 2, assign while in record mode. And program 3, remove. Program 4, assign. You're going to do that for each fader. That allows you to hit that button, and it's going to do what it's supposed to do. That's how you do it. Y'all tracking? Any questions?
So you do that on every single fader?
You gotta do that. Well, no. The faders because obviously, if you're taking a phone call, you're going to be playing music.
Yeah,
that's going to be on 1.
Yeah, that's why I was clarifying.
Yeah. Because when you're taking a call, the
so
music will be playing regardless. So you want to leave your decks alone.
So just like 1, 3, or 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
No.
1
and 2.
Yeah, you're going to take out 1. You're going to assign 2 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the slider. So 1 and 2, those are the only ones you're programming?
Yeah. Here. Oh, you talking about the faders? Yeah. You want to program 1, 2, 3 if you have a mic mix. And then you're going to do your NX6. Or your NX6. You're going to take this out of 1, put this on 2, and put this on 4.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
That is it. And then keep in mind that that button is not going to allow you to go live. So if you want to go live, you can always turn that back on. And turn this on too, so that the audience can hear the caller. So that's it. Y'all got any questions? Yeah. Yeah, that's really it for the phone. And I don't know if you guys were aware that this button can do all that other stuff. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's how you go set it up.
I mean, my DJs don't use their production machine because they say it's not. They just say it's bad. I don't know. I think
Bad?
they're just.
I think they might have just made that up.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
used it and it was fine, but.
So pretty much like once the phone call ends, they can go back and audition. They can edit whatever. If they curse, they can edit that part out. You know what I mean? And then to play it back, all they gotta do is play this. Right. Let's go back to the beginning.
Have it queued up.
Have it queued up on the board, so they'll be like, bam, I already edited my stuff. I'm gonna put this on program 1. Now I'm ready for the phone call to be put out live, right? So all I gotta do is hit play. You know, then I should be hearing stuff
You
coming
don't
out.
have a speaker.
You have to listen to it, put it on the program.
Oh, that's right.
Check.
That's right.
See how it's populating there as well because of this.
So y'all hear the delay because the phone was sitting right next to it. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do it.
And that's pretty much how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit synced up perfect.
Catchphrase.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about right there, though.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how you do it.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
That was the only reason why I hit it because I knew.
He knew right there.
That's what he'd be doing. He'd pause and he'd be like, yeah, and
That's pretty much how you do it.
that's pretty much how you do it.
That's how you do it. Hey, that's it, though.
Bang.
Y'all got any questions?
Good question.
Yeah.
Bam.
Bam.
So we done for today?
Yeah, we done, man.
Bam.
That's it. It's 4 o'clock, so we we good. Again, ask the questions now while I'm here.
Dipset.
You know, about anything that I talked about, Axia related stuff. If y'all have any questions about what Sarah Scott taught, let me know too, because I can clarify some of the stuff that he taught. I don't know, if you didn't know, then y'all can ask me because I know the stuff too. So
Yeah, we
just-
know.
Yeah, I know.
You're smart.